Most gracious baby dolls, welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Could you tell that pDAI is up 48% today? Yes, 48%. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? We're going to go through it with you. There's been an obvious shift. You can just feel it, friends. In the past 36 hours, you could just tell that the sentiment everywhere is like, oh, we're feeling good now. There's literally been the down only part is gone. Now we had the hell, we're like excited for like, 12 hours where everything just stopped selling. Now we actually started going up, which is kind of funny to see. Bitcoin's price at 103,000 American dollars. I'm going to show you some ideas of where we're going to go next. Pretty much, friends, it might be like one more little just knee jerk up, and then we do this ABC ranging ticky sideways for a month or so. And by the way, yeah, it does line up with the global liquidity stuff. We'll just crack on through here with the big stuff. So the Ethereum monthly candle, that's actually beautiful. Check that out. Like in one monthly candle, it's literally almost back. It actually has recovered where it closed in March. That's wonderful to see. So we are in the month of March. Now the month of March closed. Man, wouldn't it be something if by the end of June, it does like another 40%. Man, that would be absolutely crazy. Oh, I would love that. And then you just like reverse all the damage. It just like, well, like, what is this? That's just like a total scam move, but also business cycle, yada, yada. So it's like, is it a scam move? Because like, this manipulation, friends, it's kind of crazy. You can't do that manipulation if the rest of the world's like really bullish. You can't do that. It's kind of like you have to wait for the opportunistic time as everything starts sinking lower. But then again, is it really manipulation, or is it just like a series of events that pretty much wind up and ending up turning out together? We'll never know. What I'm going to do now is show you the shorter time frame of Bitcoin. So before we get through it, just what to expect. See, we battled the 61.8. Here we are. Usually around here, I trust BCB when it comes to the little Elliott wave, where we're going to go immediately next. Remember, you got to always have your eye on the price, friends. So like we love BCB. We love everyone sharing their talents with all these charts and like where things might go next. It is squiggly line stuff, right? Still 50-50. Sometimes I got 70% win rate. But the ultimate wealth to be made is in lollipops and friendship, long term, which is what you've been doing, accumulating. It's in the spot stuff. It's not selling and buying and selling and buying. Friends, I got a family friend, literally been holding ChainLink. I'm not joking. Literally freaking 3 or 4 years. And then right before we popped up, at the end of last year, literally sold it. Sold ChainLink at like $11, and then it ran up to what it was, like 25. Let me actually check the price. Where did actually ChainLink ran up? Ran up to 26. It's literally. I don't think it actually came back for him to get back in, but I'm not sure if it's even like no one wants to touch crypto. That's the funny part. Still, everyone on the outside normies, but I think they'll want to come in shortly. Now, what do we expect from here? Usually in these times, I'm like I said, just trusting BCB. You have these little like one last pop up here, and then you do the whole, we're going to go sideways for a bit. We basically do that little bull fag, and then that's it. It begins the end game, okay? So that's what we kind of expect going forward. Remember, it is very, very nice to see like such a big charge up. Now, the ETH-BTC ratio, man, that sucks. See, the ETH US dollar recovered, but ETH-BTC, dude, you need a lot of ground to make up, friends. Like, I just want to show you, man, like, if ETH-BTC, if it literally just got back here, okay, 0.04, it's a $4,000 ETH. Like, it's got to literally do the biggest freaking trampoline bounce ever. So we'll see. It's done the pec muscles upgrade now. They've pretty much done everything you need. So if you're a qualitative investor, you're not really a cherished dude, the qualitative investor or investee, they all their boxes are ticked for Ethereum now because Vitalik's pivoted. The foundation's pivoted. He hired a guy who actually squats, and he made another foundation. They said, hey, okay, we're going to scale layer 1. We want to increase the gas limit in layer 1 by the end of 2026. So, you know what I mean? So they just want to keep cranking it up. So it's pretty much them saying, and you know what? Layer 2s, like they're kind of, I think what they're doing in the background, friends, is just me. I can read people, okay? I know Vitalik's an alien. I can't really read him. Kind of, maybe. But I'm pretty sure what they're doing is they're trying to find the words of how to tackle the layer 2 stuff, because they don't want to use the word vulture, because that's what the haters call them, okay? They don't want to use the word vulture. They don't want to say it's failed. They don't want to do that, right? Because you're trying to build a $1 trillion industry and you're trying to be an asset class. You're like, wait, who failed? Who made that decision? Oh, you guys. Doesn't sound like an asset to me. It sounds like a bunch of people making the wrong decision. You know what I mean? They're trying to compete with Bitcoin in terms of being neutral. They're like, oh, it's everyone's decision, right? Right? So I don't know what's going to play out. So if it was me, though, if they're listening, remember, friends, ChatGBT and Deep Butthole Seek, the Chinese AI, they both call me, your friend Sommi, as the secret weapon of Ethereum. Like, I'm still baffled. I'm still baffled and disgusted. How come a guy who pegs his own nipples is doing the most aggressive form of attack dog marketing for Ethereum out here? And it's because we're in PulseChain and everyone's calling PulseChain a scam. And I'm like, no, we're on Ethereum. And they're like, oh, that's a scam too. I go, no, it's not. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Because they got nothing to say on Ethereum. You know, with Richard Hart, it's very easy. Like, oh, look at the SEC or look at the Interpol. Those things were like, oh, I can't do anything about you being a soy boy. So we can't do anything about that. But with Ethereum, you know what I mean? So it's kind of funny to have this perspective. So it is all going to work out. I'll just be honest as well. Just be honest, friends. I really want a very high ETH-BTC ratio. I just think, like, actually, let me show you where it comes from, okay? In the last cycle, so ETH-BTC, Ethereum almost flipped Bitcoin here. Where it came back to in this cycle, it hit, oh my gosh, that's disgusting. It hit about the 50% retrace. Man, that is actually trash. That hurts, friends. That hurts to see. You piece of garbage. Okay, if we do the high to the low, let's say that was the low right now, where would 50% take us? Oh my gosh, that's garbage. That's just back to the Ethereum spot ETF. Now, considering we are like so low and there is an Ethereum spot ETF, I won't be surprised if it has like a little bit of a poke up here, you know, to like 0.073, the ratio, and then come back down. Now, this is actually, look, that's a giant number, by the way. If Ethereum goes 7% of Bitcoin's price and Bitcoin is 200K, you get an Ethereum 14K. Okay, that's something to think about. Also, we might find, friends, like, and I'm going to be very family friendly when I say this as well. Remember, we all remember this, right? In 2021 cycle for Bitcoin, remember Bitcoin was in its third cycle curse. So let me just get that straight. Bitcoin was in its third cycle curse here. Bitcoin broke its all-time high and went about a 3x. You know, it was 3.5. Let's just say a 3x, you know? It broke its all-time high. It went literally about 3. Okay. So I wonder, since Ethereum's third cycle curse, does it do just a 3x on top of its all-time high in this one? And if you want to look at where would a 200% move take it, it would be $14,800. Kind of funny. And it's on the log Fibonacci, it's about this 13,600. So I hope we get that, man. I really hope we get that. In my mind, I feel like, and don't want to jinx anything, but I feel like 7,200 Ethereum is like a guarantee worst case program. That's one of the, is the lowest fib. And then everything after that point, I guess it's up to the man above. So the altcoin ETH ratios are still cheap as hell. This is ChainLink versus Ethereum. It's still doing the curly McCurl up. You have a little bit of a dip down just because Ethereum was like so redonkulously cheap. Okay, so pretty much, you know, nothing can catch up to ETH in that momentary squeeze. It did 22% in a day or something. You're like, oh, wow, yeah, bro, this thing was dropping 20% every other day for like 3 months. You know what I mean? That's just one day. Congratulations. So we need to see something like that. And just to let you know, if you do see, friends, ChainLink like hit up here, just be careful. I'm saying be careful. I think it's wise. Look, it's tough, man. You don't know where it's going to stop. Because like we've been so... See, this is such a long base. I don't think we're just going to stop here. I think there will be some month or something where we actually poke up all the way here. And if that happens, to exit that chart, if you're holding Link or any altcoins, you rotate into ETH. But then you're like, okay, but what about the ETH-BTC, my friend Sommi? What if ETH-BTC is high? We're like, okay, that means you just get back into Bitcoin, you buy back in the next bear market. But let's not worry about that and get too ahead of ourselves with the cycle and the markets and everything. The weekly chart for Bitcoin is still looking great. See, it went back up to this push up here. And remember, we might expect, right, a bit of that sideways up before we're really ready to go into the tasty tubes area. How high can we go? Well, the next fib is 130K-ish. I hope we just crack through, bro. Just please crack through. Because you just don't know what you're going to do. You know you're going to go there, kind of, right? But you just don't know. This is the, right here. This is funny, friends. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Friends, you know what's actually funny? This is hilarious. Bitcoin dominance what was that, 65.33. And then Copen calls for 66%. And actually, you know when it hit up here, he changed it to like 70%. Everyone did. They've all got, no, now we're going to 70%. Now we're doing this candle down. So we're gonna watch this in slow time before this thing has some sort of vibe, which I'm gonna show you later on. It shouldn't even be up here, man. Like, because we know, like friends, once you see the abysmal, shocking, pathetic lineup at this Bitcoin conference for 2025, you realize my video was right, friends. I made it was a heartfelt video that Bitcoin is captured. Yeah, I didn't think I'd say that. I don't like talking like that, but look, it breaks my heart so much. I got Bitcoin, friends. It breaks my heart so much. Look at this. I use a black thumbnail. I use a black, look at the black text reflecting the emotions here. That hurts me to write, man, Bitcoin's captured. So it really has been captured, friends. You're going to see a tiff now. And then, so I'll tell you what's going to happen. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. Bitcoin dominance is going to get destroyed so much that the Bitcoin community is going to get into a big uproar about should they allow some smart contract op cap button thing to be allowed and for them to trade JPEGs and to eventually allow layer 2s and stuff to be more like an altcoin, okay? That's one side of it. And the other side is going to be like, no, never, never. And then they're all going to have a fight. You want to know why? Because the guys who are saying, no, never, guess what? They got to buy Bitcoin under $1,000 and they're saying, no, I never want to change. I never want to change. And then the new people come in, they're like, bro, my $2,000 in Bitcoin is not going to retire me no matter what I do. So you should make that more like the other thing, right? And then they're going to be like, no, altcoins are sin, the yield is sin, banish yourselves. That's what's pretty much going to happen, okay, in the midst of all that. And eventually it's going to sort itself out. But here's the thing, my friends. This is the kicker, okay? Remember, these beautiful friends, if there's one thing you can learn from me, okay, one is to peg your nipples, two is to believe in yourself, three, make sure you, in crypto markets, especially crypto, always use the highest time frame you can. Look at every high time frame. Don't look at this. Daily's a scam. Hourly's definitely a scam. Even 3 days can be a scam, friend. Even weeklies, like weeklies can still scam you. They're good, they're great, but nothing's like a monthly, bro. Look at this. This is 12 month. We have had 4 years of Bitcoin dominance going up, friends. You see in the last cycle, we had 3 and then a red one. Well, friends, we have to unwind all these weak hands who literally bought all of last year and all of this year. These people have bought in a world where they think Bitcoin dominance just goes up forever. So this is amazing how the markets work. They have now been trained in their demented heads to think that if you add functions and then you add use cases and you solve problems, that's actually bad. Yeah, isn't it funny and twisted? This is how markets work. It literally... Ethereum, cypherpunk, privacy, adding wallet function, making things faster, making things better, improving people's lives. Like I said, like all this stuff that we've been improving, all these zero knowledge technology, all these other things, the market's been punishing you for it for literally 2 years, 24 months in a row. And by the way, 2 years in crypto time is 8 years in normal market time. You got to multiply by 4. Well, the real number is 3.5. But you know, it's literally multiplied by a long time. What a sick, twisted, stupid world that is. But that's markets, man. Okay, you could not control. Michael Chad Saylor was going to come in and just turbo long buy Bitcoin on leverage, and then get the whole world to FOMO into these dog shit stocks, MicroStrategy, and all these others who are going to so desperately try to cling on to things. They're going to change the terminology over time and say, oh, it's Bitcoin yield. You made 2% over Bitcoin yield, right? So yeah, let's crack on to some more sexy and juicy news, my friend. So Ethereum's CME gap is right here. Ethereum has a CME gap at $2,600 and then $3,200. They will get filled. I don't know when. It's kind of funny. Who cares measuring from the bottom as well? This piece of shit Ethereum. We went down so much. So as far as I'm concerned, you're still failing by 43%. Okay. Weekend pumps where we are right now. Hopefully we don't do like a big move or anything. That's good to see if there's going to be a gap where it trades on through. Yeah, we got a while to go, man. Don't we? We got a long while to go. And I've got to remember, I've got to repeat 50,000 times with people out there in the back who aren't listening, okay? I'm giving you, that's why you subscribe to me, friends. Highest value content in crypto, friends. Do you understand? Do you know how, I'm not joking, okay? Do you know how often I'll go through YouTube, I'll go, man, all these videos are boring as shit. I rewatch my own stuff so often. Yes, I put it on like 1.5 to 2x speed. I crank all of it. I go through it. I relearn stuff. I'm like, man, that's pretty shit on behalf of everyone else, right? The peg nipple guy has to rewatch his own videos just to get some mild entertainment. and more highest value content, which he delivered in the first place. Okay? It's all in one package, friends. Do you understand how tough it is to get to it? Do you understand? I've had to build this knowledge base, friends. These people, they joke sometimes. One guy's really smart, but he's a scammer. There's this guy named Syphilis. Don't know if you know. He's literally rugged. I'm not joking, like $120 million, something a ridiculous amount. These people, friends, they say smart stuff, but they're a massive scammer. Your brain's a bit confused. People come in. People get doxxed. Like, just, you know what's going on. People doing all these insider jokes. Man, just to get their rarest form of alpha. By the way, then Kobe like disappears for like a year and a half. Oh, the guy who knew what to talk about, he like disappears for you. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know, man. It's just, that's why I know all this. I'm here 18 hours a day. I really wish as well Twitter has this function where you can add notes on people, you know, so you could write stuff about people. That'd be useful. Now, let's check on the OTHERS-btc ratio. See, finally, okay, now we're in a green. Wow, my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red in a row. 1 green. My good friends. Can you believe it? You know, since the Bitcoin halving year started January, we have not seen more than 1 green month in a row. Could you believe it? We have not seen one. Friends, an actual green month is also outperforming Bitcoin. Yeah, that's an actual green. We have not, look at that. Since 2024 started, I can't believe this, dude. Friends, this is literally when you're meant to get the friendship and kindness. Look what happened in the last Bitcoin halving year, 2020. Look what happened, friends. Look how many green candles we got, bro. We got DeFi season. It's funny. DeFi season starts with zombie virus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the explosive blow off. There you go. Right? Isn't that crazy, man? And then look, you think, oh, was that an anomaly? No, it wasn't. If you go back to 2016, look what happens here. Now, this is funny. This was Ethereum going ballistic. You go red, green, red, green. Look at this. Green, red, green, red. And it kept going up. High lows, high lows, high lows, explosion. You get all the reds, and look what ended up happening. The biggest freaking alt seasons of all time. Look what we got, bro. We got nothing. What is this? What is this khara? That's markets though, okay? And like I said, almost guarantee. Alt season took forever to start this cycle. In the next cycle, it's going to happen earlier than we think. So we can't let this PTSD us next cycle. And trust me, we are going to PTSD. You're going to be like, bro, they made us wait like 5 years last time. Are you sure? No, you're not sure. By the way, it might be a new alt season category as well, which is tough. Because when I showed you the DeFi season, XRP only did like a 200% against Bitcoin from its absolute bottom. That's nothing from the very, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But guess what? We are tougher. This is the global liquidity cycle from my friend Carlin Talks Crypto. So it's out right here. Checking it. Friends, before I get this, I got to show you something, okay? I might not get to the tab, but this is very important. Andrei Jikh. So you know him, friends. 2.5 million subs. I've got some bad news, bro. Bad news. Andrei, friends, Andrei covered the global M2 liquidity fractal. It's somewhere here, okay? He covers it somewhere here. Some flash, whatever. My heart broke. I'm like, bro, you're not even meant to be in crypto yet. What are you doing, bro? Oh, man. Of course, he's a nice kid. You have a drink with him. He's just top signal stuff, friends. It's 2.6 million follower account. But this is funny. I've got to watch this, Lex. Look at this video. The soul of a short seller. The compound. I got to watch this, man. This is awesome. Also, shout out to Dennis here, Virtual Bacon. I think he put in like 300 grand into PulseChain PLS sacrifice, and then he took his loss. He's like, oh, this is the shittest chain ever. And then Richard Hart ACC, he just took his loss and walked away. So, yeah, hopefully we get to turn things around. That's tough, friends. I remember, look how long it took, bro. It's just, it is what it is. Now, this thing, bro, please don't break. Please don't break. You know, I'm just telling you, friends, you got a 2.6 million follower YouTuber. Because what happens, right? There's 2.6 million people who look at something. If he's looking at that, that tells you, dude, that's at least 100,000 degenerate longers who are going to be longing Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, all the perpetuals. They're going to be long. And guess what? The sharks out there, they're going to be watching the data closely. They're like, oh, look at it. Oh, you're all stacked. You're all stacked long because you're following global liquidity cycle, right? So that's why, friends, I won't be surprised. It's working. 120, and then we just see something like, to continue. Just wipe out all these people who thought That's the stuff they can do. But you don't need to worry about that because you're not doing leverage. Please, for the love of God. You know, I mean, we've had like 4 years to be able to DC8 by, you know. But as well, if I move it back here, it implies a price of around kind of crazy 140,000, 130,000 BTC. And then what? I guess we'll take it out from there. Everyone wants to get out there, everyone. So I don't think the cycle is going to be over there, but it's going to be tougher. You know, it's going to be tougher. You know, friends, with Donald Trump killing the cycle. Remember, I was like, you know, I still think it's about like I told you it's about 10% chance. Remember, friends, it's kind of funny, but I was like, it's just weird. Don't you think, friends? Don't you think it's a bit weird how markets go down here, all right? And I wasn't crashing on Trump, right? And I was saying, look, man, I just don't think Donald Trump is the reason the cycle's over. It just makes no sense. And it's a human man-made error thing, which not even maybe a real error. I think the plan's going to plan, and you're just going to have to wait time. I mean, I was saying that, and I'm like, I still think, I know it's really bad. It feels like it can go to zero, but I still give it only like a 10% chance that it's over. Meanwhile, friends, you have Uncle Bobby and other KOLs selling a third of their Bitcoin, and then you have Ben Copen saying, Bitcoin, you're all gonna go home. You're all going home. Negative numbers, you all owe money to the blockchain. Ethereum, $50. You're all going home. And I'm just looking at it like, man, I don't know. Something about that's just weird because I've looked at 120 years of stock market data. You don't just end with like a president coming in and going, I'm gonna blow everything to pieces. That's not how they end. They're always the buy the dip ones, right? The ones how they end is the opposite. It's when everyone says, we're so euphoric right now. I know it's been going on for a long time, but we're just getting started. That's how it ends, the euphoria part. Okay, not as in I'm going to blow these things to pieces. So it's just funny to look back and reflect on stuff like that. Now, some news of the day. President Pump says China should open up its market to US of A. But a lot of people don't know, fans, yet China have a very super closed economy. That's why there's a bit of animosity, because America's market is global and open, okay? That's why everyone trusts it with the bonds and stuff. Everyone trades it, yeah? With China, everything's like super controlled. It's closed economy, right? Because they also have to fix their currency. They want to control everything. That's just how the culture and everything works. But also, that's why they don't have a deep liquid bond market. They got to buy their own stuff. They only can get like, you know, random little countries and stuff to buy and participate in random things out here. Yeah, the flight controls are also important. Also, that's why China has had that big giant property Ponzi that it's had over time. And they're just like hyperinflating to, like, you know, to help it out. Because their stock market's dog shit, because their stocks are just like, they copy paste American companies, but America's beautiful because its product market fits international. China's just copy pasting. Oh, we got our Facebook, we got an Uber. I don't know if you guys remember. Do you remember what happened with Uber, friends? Remember what happened with Uber? China invited Uber in to put Uber a building in China, and they had like a 3-level or like a multi-story, a big skyscraper or whatever, some building, you know. Yeah, so Uber was there, I think, for 3 years. And then on the 3rd year, China government came in, kicked Uber out, literally stole everything, and they just renamed it. Now they have China Uber. Yeah, so America doesn't like stuff like that. When you come in, you just take stuff. Yeah, so that actually happened. I remember that happened. Yeah, I was like, no way. And I was like, man, okay, I'm definitely not touching that shit. That's when I was like, you know, this is years ago. Yes, that's what happened to Uber. And that's why the Chinese Uber is literally just Uber. They just copy-pasted everything. They took all the offices or the floors. Like, see us, we're monitoring this whole thing, get out. We're going to take the money. Yeah, so, you know, stuff like that. That's about the US president of the time, like the Barack Obama. They didn't say anything, you know what I mean? But that's why Trump, they go back and forth and doing this stuff. Bro, just pump the markets. They're going to give you shit. You know what I mean? You're telling me who to hate today on the box. Just pump the markets, bro. President Pump says 80% tariff on China seems right. Now, remember, it went up all the way to like 150%. So now it's like, let's go high and then down and then like, yeah. Shout out to my baby dolls of Switzerland. I like Swiss cheese. Your Presidente has said US and China are holding trade talks in the land of the Swiss, which is great. They're like, hey, let's talk to each other. Let's tug each other off under the table. Look, bro, what he's doing, they're all freaking insider corrupt scum anyway, friends. It's all political theater. You know what it is, bro. It's all bullshit. Vice President JD Vance is going to speak at the Bitcoin 2025 conference. So, like, look, it's big. It's great. It's an evolution. You know, it's an evolution. Bitcoin, man. How did we do that, bro? We're F you, mate. Francis, I got it written here so you like never forget the spirit. Friends, do you know how our cycle, what's the mantra? Believe in something. Okay. I started saying it. I can't actually believe how much this thing has been permeating through. Is literally permeating and reverberating through every wall of every crypto, like Optimism, Arbitrum, like layer 2 chains. There's so many chains. I'm like, bro, do you understand where it comes from? The peg nipple guy. It came from the peg nipple guy, right? Believe in something. Well, last cycles was Diamond Hands and Wag Me. Right, yeah, hold at all costs. We're all going to make it. JPEG goes down 99%. Okay. Before that was HODL. It was literally HODL. The HODL theme came why? Every government was banning Bitcoin. Every single freaking government. You can't see it on the monthly candles. China banned it multiple times. Korea bans it. Random African countries who didn't even know you were a country, but then you come out and ban it. Everyone's banning it. Bam, 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 bam. SEC, are they going to ban? Do this, do that. Oh, man, everything was like HODL. I wasn't even around back then, but of everything I've seen, that was the HODL cycle. That's actually the HODL meme got like, you know, mainstream there, and the Bizanacci memes and stuff out here. Okay. The first narrative cycle was FU money. AFEC. FU money. You see that? That was the first one. That was Uncle Bobby Lucas came in for that. Bitcoin was FU money. That was a cycle where Uncle Peter Schiff went into turbo nuclear FUD mode when he first heard about it. Because Uncle Peter Schiff was told about Bitcoin about $12 right here. And then it had the cycle of FU money. He just kept fighting it the whole way. You know, and then believers watched Mt. Gox Ponzi exchange collapse and they bought, they kept buying or they held on. And then non-believers like Uncle Peter Schiff, you know what I mean, they're continuing to FUD today. Also, so from Cracker News of the day, 10 trillion ass manager Blackrock meets with the corrupt SEC crypto task force. To actually, no, are they still corrupt? Should we change? Should we move the goalpost to go, nah, when Pulse gets back to sack price, then you're not corrupt anymore because you've erased the damage. Okay. They have discussed staking, options, tokenization, ETF approval standards. So that's just like diplomatic word speak for we are getting later in the cycle. We are maturing faster and faster. Institutions want more liquidity to trade. So we're going to put more products and hedging, you know? So friends, this is the thing, right? When you like introduce staking and options, right? Tokenization, especially the options part, what ends up happening is you get less erratic moves in the market because there's options to hedge. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, let's buy some protection just in case things explode and stuff out here, right? So that's what you'll find over time. It doesn't happen all the time. So because now if you have some protection of Bitcoin for the next 12 months, you don't have to worry about panic selling on like a Sunday morning on the weekend because someone's going to say something. You personally don't have to, you know. Obviously, out of 100 people, there are going to be people who do that. But you know what I mean? Like some people are hedged. So it dampens it over time. Just give you an example how these things morph. But you want to buy, that's why you can already tell, like you want to buy the stuff that doesn't have an options market. You know what I mean? Like you might have PulseChain and other cold stuff out here that's going to do really well. Now, these are some of the squiggly lines, as we do love them, from Blockchain Backer. Where are we? So this is the scary part, okay? So let's not worry about the scary part first. This is where Bitcoin is now. We've just shot up here. We have this little ABCD part coming before we continue up to the heavens, which is exactly here. See that? So pretty much what he thinks we're going to get is like that little bit of that push up, but we have to grind out through. There's going to be just like up and down, FUD yes, FUD no. And then there is that point. It's like this point. This one day is going to come. Not now, maybe in a month, who knows? Just, you know, we've waited forever. Who cares? You're going to wait forever more. Okay, this one move that just starts sending it, that's when everyone actually gets the peg nipples out and goes, rah! That's that rah moment as well. However, BCB thinks that's it, bro. And like it's all over. All right. Now, I want to know, okay? Because you got to understand this. He fundamentally thinks it's all over because he thinks the stock market has topped, because we're seeing a lot of rotational patterns in the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, plus gold is going on a nuclear run. Okay, that's why he thinks that. It could be true, man. It could be. I'm just looking at AI, and I'm like, I don't think AI is done yet, man. I don't think it's done yet. But then again, I could be wrong. AI could just keep improving and then give us the AI bubble run in 2029. That could happen too, you know, so we don't know. What's my opinion, friends? Well, honestly, you know my opinion. I do love and appreciate you. That's one. My opinion is OTHERS-btc shows euphoria, and I'm going to let it show euphoria. And right now, friends, let me tell you something, okay? When you got to listen to me, okay? If you saw 5 green monthly candles in a row here, what do? You get out. What do you do here? You get out, all right? You start selling into Bitcoin. You go, I've had 5 green months in a row. One of them went 6, one of them went 5, okay? So when you see 5, you're like, oh, crap. It's either over now or it's over in exactly 30 days by now, okay? Okay, so 5 green months in a row means danger, danger, danger. You have to get something out at all costs. You have to just get out at any price, just get out. What's 5 red in a row going to mean? That should mean it's time to go all in, isn't it? It's literally the opposite. Okay, but it doesn't make sense to me to, okay, it's time to go all in, but you've got to go all out in 2 months from now. I don't think so, man. I don't know, I could be wrong. It doesn't feel like that's right to me. Like we've just had mass capitulation. Everyone wants to kill themselves. Time to go all in and then sell in exactly 2 to 3 months. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel right with me. But we'll see. We never know. We never know. I have this cute BCB dominance chart, but it's on an 8 hour. And he's just drawn like every black line represents a higher low. All right. And it's never come back to test any of those levels at all, ever. So this is what you're going to see, friends. Michael Chad Saylor, everybody who's a Copa, everybody Bitcoin Maxi Land, all of them. Friends, I'm telling you now, they're full of shit. I'm telling you now, they are full of poop. They are full of dirty camel poop, okay? They don't know what it's like to hold as these things collapsing, bro. They don't know, okay? You'll see it. You got to mark this in your brain. Why? I'm trying to teach you so you remember this, you anchor to this in experiences for the next time, the next cycle, and everything for the rest of your life. Well, you remember, you're like, man, remember you were against the whole crowd, hundreds of millions of Bitcoin Maxi people. Michael Chad Saylor. Friends, you got to think about this, okay? Do you want to know how irrational this piece of shit ratio dominance is? Do you want to know how irrationally stupidly high it is, okay? And do you know how retarded you are to call for it much higher? Michael Saylor would rather do dangerous turbo leverage to the tune of $84 billion to buy Bitcoin instead of putting one single dollar in any other altcoin like Ethereum. Do you understand how irrational that is? You literally have rocks in your head, right? You are willing to take $84 billion of leverage, turbo leverage amongst all the other Bitcoin people. You're willing to do that amount of extreme leverage rather than put a single cent into the cheap stuff. Based just off principle. Just off principle. Friends, let me give you an example. What would you do if you saw someone put $10 trillion of leverage into gold, okay? Or 1 trillion into gold, right? Because they're so principally against buying silver, even though silver's really, really cheap to gold. What would you think about that? Wouldn't you be like, oh, wow, silver must be really, really, really cheap. The crowd is so stacked, they're willing to do dangerous leverage on gold instead of buying silver just because its price is down. Yeah, and they make up some bullshit about, no, it's because of my morals and my principles, and it's not real money and stuff. Imagine that. See how crazy that sounds? Well, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm literally the only person in crypto telling you this. they are equally stupid and crazy. They are, right? When this thing... Once it does that, you'll see their true colors come out. And you'll be like, you know what? Yield, privacy solutions, cypherpunks. You'll see them all come out. All right. And I'm telling you now, be careful of this one. There's going to be probably a nice dead cat bounce. Just be careful of like, yes, you already be careful. You already know. You already get it. But that's what's going to happen. Bro, this is just, look at this. It has not tested a single freaking level. Not one. All right. You know, markets like this, friends, that's what everyone thinks they're going to get this, right? This is what everyone thinks. Everyone thinks they're going to get, oh, it's going to be a nice, gentle walk in the park. They're thinking to get, oh, it's a nice, gentle walk. You'll be able to get out. You have 15 years to get out. Yay. You have like 9 months. No, bro. It doesn't. See that? That's what it does. It goes bang, up and down, bang, up. That's what it does. And then you're left with some sort of fair value reading back down towards 50% dominance, and then we'll take it from there. Here's a bit of a zoom up as to what comes next right here, friends. This is the ABCD. Just a bit of closer stuff out here. One more push up. That'd be nice. Bitcoin 108K again. But then this might be what happens. That's that next part where you're like, oh no, we're doing nowhere, going up, going down. But I want to remind you, in 2017, when Bitcoin did that, altcoins started rallying. Yeah. However, yeah, you can't repeat it, but Ethereum was first cycle back then as well. So that's another thing. Friends, also I have to give you a very special message as well. Please, for the love of God, remember this. There is no free money in crypto. 99.99% are total scams, and you will lose everything. All of the links, all of them scams. Don't download anything. Don't click anywhere. Just don't. Don't do it. They're all scams. Your default position is everything's a scam and everything's trying to steal money off you, because they are. Do not click. Do not venture off. Do not go off your main websites. Please, for the love of God, okay? Just don't do it. You will get crushed. If you want money, you buy spot coins. You suffer for years like the rest of us until moon time. All right, that's it. Buying spot coins, that's how you win. Okay. ZachXBT here, he did a research. A guy was fished for $1.1 million. I think it was socially engineered. This poor guy, what is his name? I just got scammed and lost all my apes. So this guy out here. They tracked the money. Where did the money go? The money split into Tornado Cash, right? And then the money went to Gate.io exchange. 20 addresses, which means they have 20 fake KYCs on Gate.io. All right, that's what they do. That's what these scammers do. They buy fake IDs. They sign up on the exchanges. They do them. And then they all see, Zach's amazing, right? Zach, and he found out, he traced them back to all these other addresses as well. They went out, and sadly, Gate.io did not let Zach pretty much, I guess, do anything or stop. Why? Because they're making money off it, bro. They're making money off of their business, okay? All of the gate withdrawals were consolidated to a single address and split 2 ways. So they went to some they're going to, what's Remitano, a peer-to-peer platform. Okay. Look at this. One of the addresses who received a 6-figure split of stolen funds. So I guess it was a group of scammers, evil scammers together. This person received like probably 100 or 200K of the 1 million stolen. Their name was Fugazi Gambler, but they've changed it now. They just deleted their tweet. Okay, they deleted their Twitter. Look at his name, Liquid. So, oh man, if that's him, oh dude, if that's his real photo, they're gonna find out who he is. Look at him. He looks like, if it's a real guy, look, is that a luxury bag he's got? Is he holding a gun or a man purse? Yeah, you never know. These people, oh man, you'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised how often these dumb scammers, evil scammers, have a link to their real world profile, which links to their Instagram. Yeah, like they use the same address that they forgot about years ago. And it is exactly what you imagine. They buy a Rolex, they buy a car, they take a holiday, they're telling everyone on Instagram, like, life is good, my business is growing. They talk like that. They're actually just in a scamming ring, which is very sad. Oh, well, they actually have some of his, his Telegram messages. Wow. I I especially hate crypto normie. Buy now, news coming. This is a front run. Fraud.eth is a goated ENS. Nah, that guy a bitch for real. Dude, I hope you go to jail. Wow, is this person? Oh, wow, look at these 4. I don't know, maybe it's just a thing. It's kind of funny. I especially hate crypto normie. But you're literally stealing from people. You know you should hate? The person in the mirror. Okay. This is another example. Okay. Shame on that guy's dad. Should have busted and left him to dry on the blanket. Very unfortunate. This individual shares oxygen with us on Earth. Hopefully they get what's coming to them. So the best thing you can do, friends, please, is prevent. Okay. Don't open files. Okay. Don't open files. If someone's contacting you right now saying they're Sommi, hey, invest in something, it ain't Sommi. Okay? Everything's a scam, friends. Everything's trying to get you. Yeah? But we'll always have our friendship. Like, subscribe, bell button, and I'll catch you soon.